Hello, how's everybody doing? I hope that everyone and their families are doing quite well. So today, we're gonna have a freestyle discussion regarding emotional conversation in life issues. Abrabo Mu Nsem. When it comes to emotional conversation, that is a place that a lot of people, families, friends, colleagues, people in general, uh, lack lack of, especially when it comes to what other people say about you, how things are going in your life, things that you went through, experiences that you went through, traumatized events, being able to talk about it, going to counseling, seeing a counselor, or choosing not to see a counselor, all that. So everyone is welcome to join in the conversation. Conversations like this, a lot of people don't want to be part of it because many people don't know how to be part of it, right? Someone's opinion of you should never become a reality. Don't allow that to become a reality. Like if someone tells you you can never do this, or you are, they call you name, label you, you are stupid, you don't know anything. Do not allow that to become a reality. But it's essential to have this type of emotional conversation with family members, friends, colleagues, and other people regarding wrongdoing, poor characteristics, setting boundaries, not settling for less in relationship, like dating, everything that we do in life, because life is complex. It comes with a whole lot of things. Now, when we talk about emotional conversation, welcome everybody. I can't even find myself. Hold on. I need to share. When we talk about emotional conversation, for some people, what does that mean? I'm going to give you a definition of that. So most of you know what it is, but that's part of the learning. I'm trying to like find me, but I can't find me yet. So let me just go in here. See if I can see myself. Yes, I can. Here we go. All right. So I welcome everyone. When you come, share the program, invite friends, be part of the discussion. If you would like to join the discussion, let me know. I'll send you the link, or you can contribute by, commenting. And make sure you're hitting the like button. All right. All right. So I welcome you, everyone. All right. So when we talk about emotional conversation, right? Some people will be like, what the hell is that? But some of you already know what it is. By definition, emotional conversation is a motive which is used with regard to something that makes you have intense feelings rather than just having intense feelings, right? For example, an emotive conversation will result in getting people's emotions right up, while an emotional conversation is one in which people go into it a lot of intense feelings already, right? Because before they start talking, they already like they're going through a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, let me use, if someone is like so angry, right? And you talking to them because they are already angry, like you have to find ways and means how to communicate with that person without escalating the problems. Because a lot of times, if someone is angry and you say the wrong thing, is going to make it worse, right? But having emotional conversation, you need to be able to engage with the person, not escalate the problem. You're going to trying to de-escalate the problems, at the same time being able to express yourself freely. Some of the things that people around us, people on social media, some people on social media, like some of us don't know each other. We don't know each other personally. You started interacting on social media, right? So when you're talking with someone, sometimes some people don't understand facial expression, body posture, and so many other things. Um, Someone can have a smile in their face, right? And they can still be angry. Some people, they are able to manipulate their facial expression. Others are not able to do that. Sometimes you can look at someone and know that the person is lying to you based on before. Some people would say, oh, when someone is lying to you, they can't look you straight in the eye. But people also need to have a knowledge of, looking someone in the eye. For some people, their culture does not um, allow that. If you look someone straight in the eye, is seen as being disrespectful, so they have to like fold their hands, look down, or look elsewhere aside from looking straight at the person. So a lot of times, we have to have understanding as to the culture, the differences among people, because you meet so many different people on social media, so you don't know what is what, who is what, and what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. But when we are able to have emotional conversation, being able to express yourself freely, people will have better understanding than just dropping something and just leave it as it is. And some people do not know how to ask questions, especially when you're talking about a situation. And some people may get offended because they feel like you talking about them, right? Let me pick out with religion. We do have some so-called pastors, or some nyaminipa, some church leaders who like a day before New Year, they will prophesy. But thank God to the IGP, Dampere. Thank you. God bless him. It hasn't been as it used to be, where people are spread, like causing panic and chaos regarding death, right? You talk about death because sometimes fear alone can kill someone. Someone can get a heart attack, and death is something that is part of life. So everyone is going to die at some point when you expire, including the ones who are prophesying. Every single person will die. But when people see death in the face, right? Especially when we have like natural disasters, tsunami, tornadoes, and flood and all that. When you see that, you're going to run away, right? Because nobody is going to see death in the eye and stand there and wait for death to catch up with them. If you have the opportunity to get away, to remove yourself from that situation, you would definitely do it, right? So, like, you have people prophesizing about death, and most of the prophecy is not about regular people who are poor. It's mostly about people who are well known, right? Celebrities, actors, musicians, and I just it becomes a certain condition, right? You saying things about someone, because when you have like prophecy and you're a critical thinker, the best possible way, if you can get hold of the person, is to try to connect with someone closer to the person, right? And you do it secretly. But because of social media, people looking for 15 minutes to a couple weeks fame, they need to prophesize that in the public eye, right? On social media to make a name for themselves. I will think, and I will have love when IGP Dampare came in power to go back years back, because for me, if you have any human being, a church leader, whomsoever, who comes and prophesies about death, and something does happen to the person, that person is the number one suspect. They need to be questioned. You need to be they play part in it, because some people, we do know, like when it comes to um our society community, some people wants to be popular. The more um when they prophesize about something and it comes to pass, now they will feel that they will get a lot of audience, right? They get people to come to their churches, they become famous, so it's like it brings more money to them. So at times, if they having prophecies that is not happening, then they're going to take matters in their own hands, either to hire someone. Obetimi abo obi pa se omonko no monko omonko bud sa nipa no anaso omonko ha me sa nipa no se ne ebe ya asem a waka no abem anaso ono ade befa baabi ebibifo bebree ọmụ no ebinom value nipa abrabo, which is bad. Nti no saa ɛna aborɔfo ɛde religion baayɛ no, ɔmo kora ɔmo prophesy every 31st. I say abɛyɛ sɛ by force by heart, there has to be some prophecy. Hi baby sister, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, brother Abdul. Welcome. Sister Ya, for that to bring you our altar back. Okay. Sister Ya, I filled out the intake. So please, when you get a chance, go see if it came through. My computer, like, Kay knows how to use it best. So I wasn't sure if I was able to like successfully save it and how I sent it back to you if you receive it. But I sent it to myself, and when I looked through, it went through. So just double check to make sure. Finally, no more procrastination. It was part of coming a bit later today. I had like a lot of stuff lined up today, and I didn't think it would take that much time. So I do apologize to each and every one of you. Coming on late. Hold on. Comments came through another. Okay. All right. Crisscross. You know what? Let me know when to send you the link, okay? So you can come through and we talk. Sister Ya, if you have something, please come and join. Why? Okay. So how what are some of the ways, or how do we have an emotional conversation? Okay. Some of the ways that we can go about. Samuelson, how are you doing? Hi. Okay, it's good to see you. Okay. So we need to engage. All right. Some of the emotional conversation that we need to have with each other, right? And we talk about having effective communication. Effective communication is entwined with active listening, right? So you have to be able to listen with clear mind. Okay, you have to, like, don't cut the person off. Do not interrupt. Even whatever the person is saying, if you cannot get it, what they're saying, allow them to finish talking, making their point. Once they finish making their point, right? Sometimes you can use a knot. You knot your head, or like you make a sound, not that's going to be too distracting. And you give eye contact. If because of your culture or your tradition you cannot give eye contact now, you can focus on something on the side, or like, just look at your hands, fold your hands, however you would like to do, go about it. Make sure you have a pleasant face, right? And your face is, you're not making too many gestures in your face, be like, the person will get distracted and feel like, why is Adrodo making like different facial expression? Why, she thinks I'm lying? No, just have the person feel comfortable in speaking their mind, right? Don't be rude, right? And once the person finish talking or saying whatever that they would like to say, okay, make sure your tone of voice, once you get an opportunity to also uh, engage, your tone of voice is pleasant, right? If you need to drink water, sometimes when you talk, you need to like make sure you place water next to you, so when you get dry throat, or like, lip mouth, you can drink a little bit water, just to flow, right? At times you may want to like just also give some space, right? Because sometimes one can have emotional conversation. One person should not talk like for 30 minutes to like 1 hour without the other person also like being able to say something, right? And to cut into conversations, you have to give the person the room to breathe. Now, it's not everyone who is familiar with that. We do have some people, when they talk now, they pause for a second to see if you have something to say, whereas others, they will continue to talk, 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 talk. You will not be able to even say anything at all. And then we do have those who just want to like kind of like vent out their frustration. It's okay for you to offer empathy, offer some empathy, like, or acknowledge what they're saying to you, making sure that say you truly understand what they're saying, everything. And then once they finish, then you can have your say. Once they stop talking and they allow you to talk, right? You're going to have to learn to summarize what they talked about. Some people would like to like bring a notebook, or have a piece of paper and write it down, because some people like they tend to like forget most of the things that you're saying because they're not focused, and they're not really paying attention to. And if you're speaking too much, they will not grasp everything that they say. So it's good to always summarize, conversation that you're having with someone. When they finish, you be like, let me get this right. You said that you went to this event, and once you got there, there was a lady who was sitting next to your family member. And as that person was talking to your family member, you did not like the tone of their voice, because they were too loud and too rude. So you went over to interject and to help out your family member, because your family member is someone, who does not like loud noise, who does not like to talk to people because they are germophobic and all that. So once you interject, you, instead of you de-escalate the situation, you made the situation worse. So wokɔɔyɛ no sɛnea wohu sɛ w'abusuani bi te hɔ nom ɔno ɔmpɛ kasa na ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmpɛ sɛ obi bɛkasa egu ne so. Ɛsiane sɛ obi wɔ hɔ ɔkasa no ɔtete ntasuo nti woyɛ sɛ wokɔ nipa no sɛnea ɔkasa no ɔteatea mu too much. Wo family member no nso no ɔmpɛ nteatea mu nti wokɔɛ sɛ wokɔboa ɛwɔ kwan ba wokɔɔyɛ no sɛnea nipa no yɛ ne ho no ɛma wo nso wo bo fui na instead sɛ te sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so no wobɛhwɛ na ɛso atwa no wokɔyɛɛ na kyerɛ sɛ agyi nsɛm koraa saa na wopɛ sɛ woka. So like you summarize for the person and then the person can say ani anaasɛ daabi, and then ɔka sɛ ani a anaasɛ ɔka sɛ daabi a will say ɔka sɛ ani a you ask say did you forget something that you did they said that you did not add to it, and I said do they have any additional information to add to what they just said, or will be before person ɛka deɛ waka ne ho ana nti ɔka sɛ daabi a na wɔn nso waka ho deɛ sɛ okay asɛm a wokaeɛ no me deɛ mete aseɛ no me feel sɛ te sɛ yɛmu bebree no yɛwɔ sɛnea yɛkasa wɔ nipa mu anaasɛ yɛkasa wɔ fie anaasɛ adwuma mu yɛkasa all together. Yɛmu bi wɔ hɔnom a your voice ɛyɛ very loud, high pitch. Obi wɔ hɔ a ne bo mfu yi so ɔkasa a onim kasa ketewa ka. They can whisper to you ɔka n'asɛm a amansan nyinaa bɛte ɛnso ne intention ɛnyɛ sɛ nipa bebree bɛte ɔno nko a na ɛkasa nti no nipa bi saa no wo ne kasa is either sɛ mobɛfind ne a safe haven, like a quiet place, you know, away from too many people, not only say any panel ebe kasa, right? But to say effective communication like is really important. Sister Sage Williams, welcome. Apomu Nsem, greetings, Sister George. And the beautiful people upon. Greetings to you as well. I love my name. I love my name very much. So it's like, you know, once you summarize it now, it makes the person feels validated, right? They feel important. They feel like, okay, everything that they said to you, even when you don't summarize everything that they said, because even themselves, because they're going through some type of emotions and feelings, if you ask them to repeat it now, they will not be able to repeat the same thing that they have already shared with you. So you being able to summarize whatever you heard, and I understand, they will be certified with that, because it shows your validation, your acknowledgement that, you know, you're paying attention to them. So that itself will kind of like, you know, settle them. Some people may not feel angry, they may feel sad. So throughout their them expressing themselves, you know, they crying. So it's like sometimes when you have someone tearing up, someone crying, and they trying to explain things to you now, you may not hear everything, because some of the things that they will say may not come out well. Do not interrupt them and ask them to repeat themselves. They vent and whatever you hear, the little that you hear, just make mental notes and summarize it after they are done. And then you also have some, for me, I remember like when I was younger and maybe in my 20s, like when situation happens, even if I'm right, if I wasn't wrong, I wasn't the person the wrong, and I'm explaining things, I always, would start crying because I was very emotional. And most times, when you get very emotional, right, people will automatically assume say you crying because you did it, right? Or you crying because you trying to get people to feel to empathize with you, or like you're trying to manipulate them. It's not that. We do have people who genuinely, like, they get really sad and emotional when they're trying to explain themselves. It took me years for me to finally be able to give a summary of something, or like go through a situation without crying. It just comes about. And I surprised myself, on Wednesday when I pick up my big sister. On my way, I received a phone call from one of my friend's brother, and he told me that, she passed away, but uh, the situation around her death, it really hit me, because when you have a family member who is envious of you, or like jealous of you, or like wants to have your property or whatsoever, and they end up, poisoning you or doing something harmful to you, to cause you to lose your life. Now, it's really sad. And as I was talking, I started tearing up, and I haven't done that in a long while. So I was really surprised that, I got so emotional because it hit me. You have someone who has so much to give, and they just lose their life just like that. But it's okay if you one of those people, like, when a situation comes about and you're explaining yourself, you start crying, you start tears started falling. Do not be deterred. Just say what happened. As long as you being truthful. Some people may be like kind of like suspicious, or some people may feel certain way. Just speak your truth. Don't allow people to suppress your feelings, to um silence you. Just speak up. Sister say Japo Muti saying, New Year, new 2020. Hey, my dear Nana Adwa Apomuti saying, Memo Aquaba, maybe they say like, okay, got it. Okay. So, like, when it comes to like emotional conversation, some of the responses, that comes with emotional um conversation, uh include a psychological response, right? A behavior response, or expressive response. And each and every one of them, most of us, some of us may have all three, some may have one or two, others may not even recognize that they have any at all. Feelings comes about from emotional experiences. Sometimes you feel certain way because of something that you experience in your past life, or you experienced growing up. I remember, like, there was a point in my life, like, if I'm talking with an adult, and the adult get closer to me now, I will kind of like, my heart will start pounding, right? Or like I will bring my hand up, like I feel like the person is going to like hit me, either slap me or start hitting me randomly. So I will bring you, I will make some type of gesture, like being fearful of the person, even though the person has not said anything or threatened me. But the fact that they walking towards me, it will trigger something in you. So it's like most times, people feel certain way, and when we don't allow them to talk and not, and keeping things inside and not, it can affect them emotionally, psychologically, and that can harm them physically, right? It will be a mess. And then when you have someone who has been molested, right? Hi, Kay. Go to your page. Why are you contributing with like it's coming out like I'm the one doing that? So switch to your page, okay? Uh, and then comment. Chiamieje. Why? Okay. Um, all right. I am good. Thanks, Sister Ajodo. I'm sure you are also well. By the grace of God, I am so well. And like I have my picnic color of shirts that maybe order into but I'll help you. I will ask you to help me with one or two things. We will talk about it behind the camera, right? So when I finish, actually tomorrow, I'll reach out to you tomorrow, and then we will talk about it. I will do voice note and send it to you. Yeah. So it's like sometimes you do have people who has been molested, right, or raped, and when they get older, right, and they start dating, relationship is going to be a challenge for them. There's going to be a lot of difficulties, a lot of struggles, especially when it comes to the two of them or their partner wanted to take it to the next level. Being able to have sexual intercourse, right? Have sex, making love, or doing quickies is going to be a challenging for them because of the experience that they have. And we do have some partners who are aggressive in bed. They have like mutual agreement, but their approach is so aggressive that can trigger their trauma or their past bad experiences. So a lot of times, sometimes we hear some of our men, uh, you know, complaining or stating that their wives or their partner are not good in bed. Hi, Rami, how you doing? I see you there, you there. You have some of our men will complain about their wives or their partner are not, you know, are not certifying them in bed. Maybe they're going through some things, right? But because a lot of them do not have the patience, or they have not acquired certain knowledge or like certain tools that they can use to have emotional conversation, effective communication, or like be able to really have a constructive dialogue about soko pimpim, like having sex, because to take those steps is a big step, right? So most times it's good for two people involved to have that conversation, but some people don't have those conversations. Some females, they don't feel comfortable having those conversations, but they do know at some point in their relationship there's going to be that, right? It's a lot for some people. Some people cannot handle it, whereas I have someone told me something a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I think one time, Sister I mentioned, we were doing Ubada and one of our brothers came on the program, and he made a lot of valid points. And one of the things that he said, and they say, I'm going to switch it to three. I sent back all kind, and they say, I say your society Ghana for like a man, a man be experience, a man be every put a man, because most of the time I am money be no almost to almost pay or ni be money be press so last minute na just a fact. Ọbaa no nyɛ ready, nso wɔsɛ obi nso wɔ hɔ a ɔpɛ, nso no sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ ne ho kakra nsa na agya akyire no no wagye mu. Obi wɔ sɛ obi wɔ hɔnom a ɔmbɛpere so saa na ɔmu nyinaa sweate nom ne ade. Nti no saa ayi no ɛda ebinom tirim sɛ me ne bɛrima hyia a sɛ me ne no pere ho a sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔbɛfeel sɛ menyɛ chi. That mentality no is kind of dysfunctional. And a man so yes no, and I say man so money man pray no. The lack of foreplay, being romantic, intimacy, and so forth. Sometimes a lot of things that happens. Whose birthday is it? Okay, happy birthday to everyone who's celebrating their birthday today. Yeah, so let me see. Hold on, right. Hey, Brother Nathaniel, you day. Bring your comments, why? Okay, you switch over. Awesome. Hello. Adra other baby, Papa B. Hey, K. Thank you, my dear. Hello. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe I'm on for the blue nim free hasenko. The blues I said this past Saturday weekend in the Tomu Bakumamo. Moon celebrate what's it? Uncle. What fascinating. Happy New Year. Oh, I see. New Year. Happy New Year to you also. And I said, oh, you wishing someone else. Let me see here. I have to go here to see if Rami said that too. Oh, thank you so much, Rami, for the stars. Noted. Oh, okay. You say Happy New Year to Sister Sage. What that was it. Nice. Rami, Ediana was na so. Well, Ghana Black Stars if ball I saw move to Akuma. Chelsea so now Chelsea they move to Akuma. They say will be a Tunisia movie. Okay, let's move. Let's move on. So it's like when it said back your crew more. Yeah, if you be no and I say ebusua bi mu and I say a situation bi wo ho no ma ye mu bi komu a wo yese wo ka ne abonwa no so ne aka hye ye ma wo enka na ade ahye mu, right? To say obi wo ho no ma during their childhood being molested and I say being raped, they refuse to be in any relationship. They cannot get into any relationship because seeing a man, any type of man, will be a trigger. Sometimes, and so they might identify the perpetrator, right, into somebody else. And then when they see that person or the tone of voice of someone who has nothing to do with them, can also trigger. Mekai say mejuma ba kwa na meye. Na me share juma se foforo no carriage ba kwa meye juma wom na akora ba ko say bia ye activities akwaraa nko a sɛ bi a wɔyɛ adeɛ na me redirect na anaasɛ me prompt na ne bu ayi na kyerɛ sɛ wahyɛ aseɛ act out te sɛ neɛ ebi a maka biribi a ɛni kwan sɛ meka kyerɛ no but sɛ other staff no ka biribi a no watie no akɔtena ase ebi wɔ hɔnom a wotumi ɛyɛ sɛ ebi a wotu mirika no wabɛbɔ me anaasɛ watu ne nan wɔ menom ne ade na so wei sɛ deɛ ɛnyɛ adwuma nti me panyin baako na meka kyerɛ no sɛ saa akwaraa no deɛ mehu wɔ ne ho ni every time bia no sɛ bi ɔyɛ adeɛ na ɛnyɛ na meka na ne bu afu na kyerɛ sɛ wɔkeka nkonya hwem na wɔkeka table ne nkurɔfoɔ nneɛma keka gu fam nom ne ade nti yɛkɔhyia a yɛkasa no ɛna akwaraa no bɛka sɛ ɔse te sɛ me voice sɛ me voice sɛnea ɛteɛ no nipa a wɔyɛɛ no bɔne saa nipa no ɛne me kasa ɛyɛ asɛ nti sɛ ɔte me kasa a na atrigger saa incident no ɔhave yɛ no nti deɛ ɛbaeɛ ne sɛ megyae saa carriage no na because mehyɛ saa adwuma no ase na meyɛ per diem nti na baabi a carriage bi a metumi yɛ adwuma wɔ anywhere nti mekwa ha nti no ɛma megyae adwuma wɔ saa carriage no hɔ nom yɛ because sɛ akwaraa bi I go through trauma I go through some traumatized events na sɛ wɔhyɛ aseɛ associate ne experience with you na sɛ wampɛ kwan bi so remove yourself free hɔ nom a afi deɛ ɛbɛduru baabi no wo no ɔbɛ replace nipa na wɔyɛ ne bɔne no with you nti sɛ wo nko a wɔne ne wɔ hɔnom na sɛ nyame anyɛ wadom na cameras bi ani hɔnom a ɔbɛ accuse you they will put allegation on you woyi wo ho baabi a ɛnyi nti ɛno no ɛma m'ani ɛbaa me ho so ɛma me change sɛnea me kasa because before no na me kasa na me voice no high pitch but because of saa akwaraa no ɛma me bɛsesa sɛnea me kasa me obi kasa nti before no back in the days no my voice was not as sweet as it is now. A true experience and I went the blues for life. Whatever, Rami. We stand for truth and the truth will set you free and the truth is one. You can never. Hey, brother Parkwajo Wilson. Long time no see. Afishiapa. And the month me why crisscross Mensa hook me up rough. Mrs. Taketwa. I love her very much. Baby sister. Thank you. I'm looking too fresh and too sweet. Thank you. Rami. Oh Lord. So to say so you have to be very mindful because some people know certain things, little things. Sometimes you may not even think that it's a big deal, can really trigger things. Oh, thank you. That's why your uncle is calling me a baby Papa Bio. He goes sweet me rough. And I go sweet him too. And then me free suntam. Mamantam, but me free suntam. Sagani, So like our emotions, it arises from things that we have experienced. Sometimes, you may hear a certain song or watch a movie or see someone who will remind you of someone in a good or in a sad way or in a bad way, especially if you have someone who has molest you, who has who has molested you, as growing up or not. I mean, you never want to see that person again. By your crew, to say nipa bebre or honoma, oma form wendy, because say ebusiafo empese ebusua din no ebe say enti no yewo ebusuafoɔ bi omu nim sɛ nipa asomasi wɔfa wei anaasɛ cousin wei anaasɛ wo nua wei wo step brother wei anaasɛ whomsoever neighbor wei wɔyɛ awenga they know say this person within the family is a molester. They know that said this person in the family is a menace, but they will not say nothing about it because they don't want the family name to to spoil. They don't want they want to maintain the family name, which is something that allow other people to get away with a lot of things. The reason being, they said, like we always are conscious of things that we go through, life experiences, challenges, difficulties, struggles. It's part of life, right? Mistakes, failure, but there are some other things in Suna. It can be easily avoided if you have the right teaching, right? If you have the right people around you. Sometimes, you may have, an orphan who has nobody. They might be placed in a foster home, and some foster parents are like, really evil and wicked. Some foster parents are like a person's, an orphan's doom. Being meeting that person will be like they will cause you a lot of pains and heartache. Also, you have some step parents who are the worst of the worst. They can put you through so many hardship, and you don't even know. Like some people are lonely. Some people, they don't have anyone in the world to save them from their circumstances. They don't have nobody. They have family members, but family members and people around them treat them like they don't belong, like they're not human being. They don't deserve what everybody else deserve. You have some people who live with human beings, and they cannot, like, they will cook food, rice or whatsoever, but they will not be giving some of that food. Ubenya bi kura na aseɛ no na ubenya di. Obi adidi awie no ansa na ubenya aseɛ no na wadi. Sister Krista Efia Witter, Apomu Teseng, welcome. So it's something that we each go through, right? And there are different type of pain, grief, every single time. Sometimes we're trying to tell people how they should feel, how they should express themselves. No, it's not you. You're not in the person's shoes. That's why sometimes someone will say, do not judge someone unless you put yourself in the person's shoes or you experience the same thing. You can have 2 people, 10 people, you can have 100 people. Out of the 100 people, 50 people will go through the same experiences, but they will come out different people because some of them will be able to overcome that situation. Some of them will never be the same again. Some of them will end up taking their life because they can no longer deal with the situation. So, like, we have to be very mindful and considerate of other people's feelings, because if someone is going through pain, someone is going through some emotional, psychological problems, now we need to allow them to speak up. however they want to express it. Some people, they will cry throughout. Some people, they will cry, they will stop, they will cry, they will stop. Some people, they will start screaming, some people, oh, they will start drinking alcohol. They will just do things to numb themselves from uh, having to endure the pain that they're going through. They have to numb themselves. They don't want to remember. There are some experiences now. Some people will not be ever, it don't matter how many counseling that they get, they can never walk through what happened to them. They will prefer not ever discussing it, talking about it. They will be able to live a normal life, or some of them will never be able to live a normal life. So it depends on each person. And some people have strong heart, other people do not, right? I wanted to use something like, how like sometimes, like for me, hi, even if I see a mouse, whew, you will see me screaming and I will disappear from that area. I will not be there close to that. But like, when you see certain things, it's running away from you. Me, I run away from them too. I don't want to be there. And I get scared easily because I know K. There are K is here. The K's are here. But at times, our home, you have a wall, and then when you walk further down, you go to the kitchen, you come to the dining room, and then the next room, the bathroom and stuff. And sometimes I know Kay is in this house, but Kay is tall. So sometimes I'll be walking, not paying attention. And if like, I see him go past me, or like face to face now, I would jump and I'll be like, God damn, why are you not making noise? You scared the jinkies out of me. And he'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm in this house. So how did I scare you just by getting up to walk to the kitchen or go somewhere? So it's like everyone is different. Do not judge me. Or don't judge other people, right? We don't judge a book by its cover. Yes, definitely, most definitely, we shouldn't. Sis, I'm from Portugal. Like, please spare me with that. Almost share and yeah, he found almost uncle baby. Yeah, you coffee. Yeah, coffee. So, like, it's really important, for people to be more understanding, right? Just do your very best. You don't have to agree with everybody, what everybody says. You don't have to agree with some of the things that I'm saying, but you can share your opinion on that. You can contribute, but at the same time, try to have some understanding, as to where people are coming from. When it goes to insult, one cannot solve a problem with violence. One cannot solve a problem by insulting other people. No, because everything that you spit in is garbage. No human being who has emotional intelligence, critical thinking, deep thinking, self restraint will sit down and listen to you insulting them. I can come here and come and bring Rami and, start insulting Rami because Rami has done something that I don't like. What is Rami learning from me? Nothing. What am I like? What message am I taking from her? Maybe sometimes you have people go through pain, and through their pain they're so upset they start, like, in America, People curse. Oh, I never used to curse, but now I curse. The F bomb, people would drop it like it's hot, you know? And that's something that it comes naturally, right? But then when you become conscious of it now, you have to learn to tame it, right? You cannot just say that, like, even when you get burned or you cut something, be like, oh my, what the F is this, right? It comes. But when you go to certain places, you have to control that. You cannot make yourself loose, your mouth loose like that, like diarrhea. No, you shouldn't. You have to present yourself well. Have conversation. Like, if you're not happy about something that someone said about you, you can educate the person. Rami says she doesn't have the patience to, like, educate other people. People should learn sense, right, Rami? Sometimes it's hard to express your feeling to people. Yes. I mean, like, talking in the midst of people is not easy. And at times you feel like, if you say what you really thinking or feeling, some people will attack you, which is true, because people who lack knowledge and understanding will attack you instead of actually, having asking question and having conversation with you, constructive one. Most Ghanaians will not be able to have a debate. No way, no way, no way. Because at some point, if you say something that they feel that you directing it to them, even though you're not talking about them, they will take it upon themselves. Some Ghanaians will take things for them. They will grab things and make it like it's them you talking about, even though it has nothing to do with them. They do have that characteristic. They have developed that poor characteristic. So when you talk about certain things that revolve around them, then they become angry at you, and then they bring up their defense mechanism, which is insult. Some people have master degrees so with insult, but that will not solve the problem. You creating more problems than solving it. So that's what it is. Thanks, Rami. That is something I can agree with you. Curse words are addictive. America, dear. Like, it's crazy. But the funny thing, when I was living with my parents, I never cursed. Never, never, never cursed. And then when I move out, because you move out, you in your own space, uh, you basically can say whatever. But I think, say, um, mehyɛ aseɛ ka sɛ adwuma a na meyɛ before no, nkwadaa no bi no, ebi mu tumi ka asɛm bi paa kyerɛ wo a wote hɔnom wo sɛ, na akwadaa yi ɔfoo sɛn. Nti the F bomb ne deɛ America kurom ha say deɛ, hey, even some people, every sentence that they form has the F word in it. Even when they're not fighting anyone, they're just having a normal conversation, they will bring the F bomb in it. Jesus Christ. it's a it's it's a problem. Oh, thank you, Rami. So I'm correct. Yes, yes. Well, yeah, because sometimes the truth hurts, and some things are better not to say. Most definitely. I mean, like, you have to you have to learn to be considerate of other people's feelings, right? Sometimes, I see some people, like, I say this all the time. I'm very selective on social media. It's not everyone who do program on social media that I watch. People who brings negative energy, I don't watch them. I don't listen to them. Sometimes some of them, it's good to it would be fine to like listen to what they have to say. Maybe you can generate a topic out of it, but I just don't like negative people, people who do not add on to other people's life. I like to be around people who will help me build myself up, who will motivate me, inspire me, you know, whom I who I will have some type of connection with. I like intelligent, sensible, kind, you know, and also consistent people. The things that they do and the things that they say, I don't want to like just be stuck, right? So you have to listen to different type of people with different style, how they go about things, how they teach it, how they explain things, how they resolve problems. Because sometimes we can talk. If you talk and you don't come out with solution, you know uh that is really baseless and useless for me. Because if you identify someone's wrongdoing, you identify someone's failure, right? Someone's mistakes, and you insult the person. You're not bringing any type of solutions. You're not suggesting anything, right? You just come and insult. That's as simple as far as it goes. You don't say anything that can create change, development, growth. What is the point of it all? But a lot of people who identify with such person, right? It's amazing how a lot of people identify with people who have negative energy. Like growing up, our generation is totally different from a decade ago or 2 decades ago or 3 decades ago. Growing up, we people in my category in their 40s and 50s and up and all the way, they did not grow up on social media. But our kids and the new generations, social media is very broadened. So it's like some of the things that you may not say, right? They're saying it now. You may have an 8-year-old who knows what sex is about. They know how, like, how babies are made. Okay. They know, like, they know how to give a blow job. Some of them, because some of them are watching pornography when their parents are not home, because their parents do not have parental control. Some of them are watching, programs that they should not be watching, but parents do not have control of that. They make decisions when they go out in the community. They create situation. You may have a child, or like, someone throwing a temper tantrum when they ask their mom or dad to buy them something at the store, and they tell them no. The word no, no, they throw themselves on the floor, start kicking and breaking stuff in the store. What happens? The you That child put their moms in a situation where, as money that they have, that they came to buy whatever they can afford, they might have to replace everything that you broke, and they don't care. We do have, like, some of the new generation, their parents, right? They're not having emotional conversation. They keeping everything, they suppressing everything, they buying their kids love. I cannot buy my children's love. You need to develop it. You like the love that you pour out to your children, how you teach your children, your role modeling, the things that you say, and the quality time spending, asking questions, helping them with homework, reading together, watching programs together. Try to be part of your children, the things that your children watch the most, like, identify with them. You can be your children's friend, but also there has to be a boundary set, right? You're not their best friend. No, you have to be their everything. Some parents can do that. Some of them, they can do. It's not that they don't want to do it, they were not taught, and they are refusing to learn anything new, beneficial, like, better tools, better coping skills to help them be able to communicate with their children. Allow your child to talk, because when you stay quiet and you listen to your children having conversation, like at times when we I'm dropping off the kids in school, or their dad, go pick them up, we talk to them, like, so how was school, how did everything go, like any bullying going around, like, you have to ask, because most times they're not going to come out and tell you what's happening, which subjects you struggling with, if they need tutoring, you get them tutoring. Do not procrastinate on things, because the older the children get, is going to be more difficult for them to learn. So having emotional conversation is really important. You need to have it all around, right? um some people may be receptive to it, others may not be receptive to it. You resort to curse words when you are frustrated, stressed, and pissed off. Most definitely. angry, angry, or you want to control someone. Hi, boss lady, boss lady one, boss. When did you came on? I didn't see you. The marvelous, knowledgeable, strong will, that bad rasta one, no size. Rabbi make us I see true. I watch. Oh Lord Jesus Christ. You this girl. They always want you to say yes to them, not in my dictionary. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, hey, Sister Belinda, Jerry, afishiapa, yamuakwaba. That's for me. I'm a more no parent. Yes, meka there be essay Annie raising my children, and people that I care about. I say more no than yes, right? Because I want my children to have better understanding, like life itself. You're not gonna get a yes from for everything. So you need to be able to be used to people telling you no, be receptive to it. If you have a question about it, you can ask the question and I will answer you why I said no. And there are some no's that there is no question about it, because if you ask why not, there's no why. There's no reason why I'm saying no. If my sons or my daughter ask me for money and I said no, and they ask me why, right? There are two ways I can go about it. First off, I and your dad buy food for you guys, buy you clothes. You're not working. What do you need the money for? Have you earned the money for yourself? Your birthday, of course, you can earn money. If you don't want to tell me what you want, I will give you the money and you use the money to buy what you want to get. If you want to earn extra money, oh, there are chores in the house. You can learn how to wash dishes, right? You can learn how to sweep, right? You can learn how to clean the bathtub. right? You can learn how to make your bed. But making your bed is a must because that's something that you don't get paid for. The house chores, like organizing the closet, which all of us use, right? Making sure that your room is clean. That you don't earn no money for that. If you're learning it, right, sometimes we can implement certain things, just to make you feel like you earn the money. And then you can earn the money for yourself. Then you ask me for that money, I have to give it to you. But I don't need to give my children money. There's no need for that. And my kids don't ask money. Like we put money around, like sometimes in the living room. I have like, if they're going to like a school trip, I'll give them money. If they're going to a recreational activities during school time, I'll give them money, or their dad will give them money, because if they go out in the community, right, and they have their friends buying snacks and water and juice or whatever, I'm not gonna have my children standing there staring at other people eating snack, and their mouth is all dry and stuff like that. Yeah, that's different. But no, you can't ask me for money because you're not working for me. So you're gonna hear no. When they get money for Christmas and their birthday from their auntie, Auntie crisscross is all their aunties are good though. Hey, they are givers. Their grandparents are givers. Oh my God. I remember I went to my parents and they gave me like $100 for my birthday. Before I came home, I went to the store to get crabs and fish because I was craving for that. Spending my money, I wasn't ready for that. But when the minute my parents gave me that money, the first stop was to the store to go get me some crabs and fish. And I came, ooh, and shrimps. I love seafood. When you have money that you did not make enough, it feels good to spend it, right? That's what's up. So like, be a no parent. Teach your children how to be tolerant of certain things when you hear someone say no, because we do have some kids, when they go to school, they go to programs and they ask for things, and the adults tells them no. They have tantrums, temper tantrums, knocking things down, kicking people, trying to hit people, trying to like poke people. Like, no, there has to be some type of discipline. You have to discipline yourself. No, when no means no. And don't be the parent you say maybe, because don't say maybe to your child or people you care about or people you work with. Do not say maybe, because some of them, when you say maybe, in their mind, you said yes. So that's going to be a trigger sometime down the line. Me, I say no. I There was some time I crab there almost all the time, or can be a missy there be the first time I make an no, he anticipated what I said, so he didn't hear yes. Akolano went into tantrum for 1 hour, and sana onwa wo suna wo keka nneoma bobɔ nneoma etutu ne nneoma ne ntade ne mpaboa nyinaa kwen etitititi ntasuo gu ne ho eye de obeye no wie afedo ote wonom so was, wait, did you say yes? And I said yes, I did, because he said he no ọfụ sị de bia meka daabi no meka daabi nti no ansa kora mpo na obusa asem no de ahye ne tim sị me beka daabi nti no obeye ne obeye just to give me a hard time. So we have to program them through. We have to listen to them. Most definitely, our children, talk to your children. Like when I ask my kids questions, some of them, the things that they will say, it blows my mind. We can learn a lot from our children. So we need to give our children the choices, to make their own decisions. We can't make decisions for them, or tell them what they need to become, career path. That's on them, because like what I like to do, my mom and my dad cannot determine that for me, because I need to do what I love to do, right? For me to enjoy. What do you want the money for? Exactly. Tikano de kwahi. Ha! Person will to game. You have to earn it, or you have to wait for your birthday to get birthday money, or Christmas holiday time to get money. But in between, hell to the no, it's not happening. My kid, so our kids, they see money around, like on the dining table. We can leave money on the dining table, center table. Like K always put his wallet, none of our kids would take any money from it. No, if they need something, they will come and ask. But most of the time, when our kids come and ask stuff, maybe they need to get a notebook, or like, pencils and stuff like that, school supplies, something that, they run out of, they will let us know, and then we will go with them for them to pick what they need, and then we pay for it. Like 2 days ago, I asked Nana Kwesi. Normally, I'll go to the store and buy stuff with them. I asked them, they wanted to get oh my gosh, cheesecake. And I was like, okay, like I normally go with you guys. So do you think you and your sister can go to the store and buy the cheesecake yourself? He said, yeah. And I was like, make sure that you get the right change. All right. Because I need to teach them money management, right? Very soon, I'm going to start teaching them budgeting, right? How to budget their money when they get money, how to, you know, budget it. They can use it all at once. So it's like they need to learn little by little. And so he said, yeah, I gave it to him. I, stood outside the car, observing them, because it's a glass place, so you can see them from outside. So I'm standing there looking, and he got the things that he wanted. He gave the money. He waited for the change, and then said thank you, and then turned around and came back outside. And I was very proud of him and his sister. He took the lead. Mommy just, stood next to him and just listened in, but mommy is more reserved. So it's for me, I will stop them cry. And crying be America has a big cost of pan, crying be almost da for more warm 90 hey, every dinner who I know mamma no many my say said they feel so embarrassed. Because to say when you back and be some of the kids, they purposely go outside in the community with you, or to the store with you, just to embarrass you, because some of them, they feel that if I throw a temper tantrum, my mom will feel embarrassed and they will get it for me. For my kids, if you want to go to the store and throw yourself on the floor and cry, I will let you know. Please let me know when you finish, and then we leave. You're not gonna force me to get you something that you have not earned it, to get you something by force. Because if we go to the store, I know what I'm going to get. Before we leave the home, I'll let you know we're going to the store to get some grocery to come and cook this and this and that. So aside from going to get X, Y, and Z to come and cook this and that, there's nothing outside of that. No. Mm-mm. So you can spoil the case, because you feel like it. You're going to have to reap whatever you sow. So how we The things that we teach our children, if you spoil your child rotten now, you're going to get the brunt of it. As simple as that. Okay, so let me do promo. Oh Lord Jesus. Okay. So like we have other platform that which I go and also learn a lot of things, to acquire knowledge. We have Sister Sika Educates, she does a lot of educative program about life itself, relationship, just name it, self development, and all that. And also, she has started doing webinars. So it's like, when you see her share the link, make sure you go and register. And be part of it, because we need to be able to support one another, push each other up, because when one gets up there, lean over and grab hold on to someone. You see, I will go into that after the promos. And then we have Boss Lady One in Fire Drive Time. Boss has taken a break. Boss, when are you coming back? Oh, we miss you. At Fire Life Radio, Omusi Ojademu Ankasa, UK time, 4 p.m. on weekdays. And then we have Mami Treboa and Accra in Fire Life Radio in Sankofa, Omusisi and Chi Kasano at Fire Life Radio, 24/7 sanity. And then we have our sister Aisha Ankra. Sister Aisha, I'm telling you, my missing the rough. We have Sister Aisha Ankra. Sister Aisha Ankra does not do live program, but she sends some motivational, posts, and she share a lot of programs which are very educative, very knowledgeable. She's very supportive financially, all around with the X factor. But Sister Aisha does, sell Juice Plus, natural supplement products, so we can support her by buying some. Start with the omega, Charlie. You see my good skin, no make, I don't do makeups. All my life I have done makeup one time, and my experience, that's another story to tell. So I don't have acne. I never struggle with acne because I use uh creams with shea butter, right? Because like I just don't want to stress myself for no reason. So oh my goodness. So like so if you want some information regarding Juice Plus, DM Sister Aisha. She will give you all the necessary that you need. Doing promo, wait, when I then you come through, okay, Rami. And then so else, the Juice Plus. And Rami, when I finish with the promo, then you call in, okay? And then she also sell with the Juice Plus, you can order from her wherever you at, nationwide, all around. um and then she also sell Avon products, accessories, whatever you need, lipstick, lip gloss, creams, bubble bath, whatsoever, you can order that. But for the Avon product, you have to reside in UK in order for you to do that. So let's support Sister Aisha with that. And then we have Nanabra. If you would like some organic hair products now, you can reach out to her. You go to Facebook, her profile picture is about the cream, and other accessories. If you want costume beads now, with your nickname, like you can also, order some from her. So you can DM her and get it from her. And then we have our author by Kope, Sister Ya for the Atobra. who has written 4 books. Okay, like incredible 4 books. I love all her books, but I have my personal favorite. Sister Ya's Facebook page is Auntie Ya's Book Corner, and then her YouTube page to go and subscribe is Auntie Ya's Book Channel. And then she comes on live on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. MST time, 11:30 a.m. EST time. So tune in every Saturday morning to also, get some knowledge. She's also upload some recorded videos to give some nuggets. Sometimes she will pick a page of her any of her books. Other times she talks about things that humanity, people we having difficulties and struggling with, because we just need to learn from each other. Sister Aya's first book is inspirational book, which is Reflection of a Thirsty Soul. And then her second book, my personal favorite, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. From age 10 and up, you guys can grab your copies. The third book is devotional book, which is Reflection for My Weary Soul. The fourth book is Own It, a guidelines to taking responsibility and accountability. You want any of her books, Own It is #1 bestseller in Amazon. So just go to Amazon, ebook, Kindle, and Barnes and Nobles to get your copies. Her books are not expensive. I would think that she would charge more than that. But like, it's not expensive. I buy a lot of books. Some books is very costly, but reasonable prices. Everywhere is a bit different, but it's not expensive. So grab your copy and support Sister Ya for the Atobra. I know the fifth book is coming. My dear Mommy B, Gansa, welcome. How you doing? So like, let's support Sister Ya for the Atobra, and also, follow her page, Antia's Book Corner, subscribe her YouTube, Antia's Books channel. And tomorrow tune in, because she's going to be live tomorrow, right? And then we have our sister Obapa Ya B Russell, right? On her YouTube channel is Boatin dash Russell. Go and subscribe for that. She talk about wellness, well-being, beautify stuff, healthy snacks and all that. So you can DM her for more information. And then we have Sister Sage Williams. Yeah. Go to sageshare.com, to get some of her authentic merchandises. She has t-shirts. Some of my programs, I have wear some of them t-shirt. You Very unique t-shirts. You can dress casually, not overdressed, not underdressed, over whatever you feel comfortable with. And then there are some dresses, some of them is kente, others are like regular attire, tumano, creams in kun, like, if you have dry skin, something to moisturize your body, because I mean, when you have dry skin, it itches and all that. So jewelries, beads, other accessories, scarf, bags, ready-made hat, and other accessories. So let's support Sister Sage Williams. Go to sageshare.com. When you go there, like some of the t-shirt, it has the sizes already, labeled there. You can choose the sizes. Some of them she has not put that yet. She's working on that. And then you pick the sizes that you would like to have. And the ones that she does not have the sizes and the colors, there's a comment box. You just put whatever color of shirt you're looking for. If you are one of those family who likes to dress the same way when you go into picnic or you go into an event, and you want to stand out, you can order some of those t-shirts. Her customer service is fantastical. I love it. And she's very consistent. Your phone number is optional, but your email address is a must. So let's support Sister Sage Williams by going to sageshare.com to order some of her merchandises. To support her. And we have Sister Awumrekua, lunchtime talk. I just saw like she came live. I missed it, but I watched it afterwards about who is disturbing the church. Ooh, fire, fire on the mountain. Charlie, go and check it out. Let's support Sister Awumrekua also. And then we have some of our brothers, Brother Big Love, who has a 24 hours, radio station. It's Big Love Spain Radio. Go and subscribe it and follow that. We have Brother Obi, GH series. He talks about anything, trending issues. He's all around. The same thing with Brother Big Love. We have Pastor P with Dreamers and Visionary on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. MST Time. Pastor P, Sister Ya for the Atobra, Sister Felicia, and Mr. Chermantine, they come and they come live, they come live for Life Transforming Center. So let's go and support them. Sister Dachi Hima, Efia Santua Felonash, my big sister, my boss also. She also sells the Juice Plus. She does live programs also. And nowadays she's spending more time on TikTok. Hey, Charlie, TikTok and so say me tin same bio concerning nyinaa ne ntokwanom ne eyi ọmụ de hɔ nom ayɛ pono site nyinaa ne nyinaa ɛkɔ so wɔ hɔ nom obiara na onim deɛ ɔpɛ ɛyɛ asɛm bebree ka. And then we have Sister Angelina Ba, Angie's Talk. Our 21st century nurse back. Just follow her page on Facebook and subscribe her YouTube. She talk about mental health and wellness. So let's support her. Also, we have Sister Civic boutique merchandise. You go to her page, you can see some of the merchandises that she sells. And if you would like to purchase them, some, you DM her, you reach out to her, and she will give you all the necessary information how to go about. Oh my goodness gracious. And then like Fridays I come live 5:30. Today I came late, because of I was caught up with some things, so I needed to get it done before I come live. I apologize for that. And then for about life issues, Abrabo Mu Nsem. And then on Saturdays with Sopho Samuel Okoso, at 3:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Ghana time will be 8:30 p.m. We come live, and sometimes we talk about marriage stuff. Other times we talk about general topics. So for Samuel, because I love his teachings. So when you come in through, just make sure you come in with your pad, to ask questions, for him to for all of us to engage in. Every now and then I'll post like a pre-recorded video, or sometimes I just post things, some of my inner thinking and thoughts. I just put it out there to share. And last time, I asked about what has a lot of teeth but does not bite. I have people who use different emojis, but nobody answer to it. It's a comb, we use it on the daily basis. It doesn't bite us. We use it to comb our hair. So So and you can also support me, by giving me stars, right? Uh-huh. um and liking, using, clicking on the like, the love. Thank you guys, just to support me. Share the program, invite friends. So oh, where is the comment? What did I do with the comment? Okay, here we go. Rami Nina so ne Anubomuski. Anio. Hey, Rami. So we're in fees annual money. I see. Okay. So when it comes to feelings and that, right? It's a result of emotion and may be influenced by memories, other factors, our beliefs, things that, we feel, things we agree with, right? Sometimes, when you agree with somebody and one day you don't agree with the person, that person can turn into something else. Uh, at times, our mood is affected by our feelings, right? So we have to be able to like kind of like connect things and have better understanding how to go about in expressing. It's good to express yourself. My baby sister Crisscross, she expressed herself freely. She does not hold nothing back. I expressed myself. I didn't start out that way, but as time went on, oh, you best believe I will express myself to the full extent. I'm not going to hide myself and, just be receptive to whatever is being said. If I don't understand, I'm asking questions, and you need to give me a rational explanation, or like, I can agree to disagree, because sometimes, even when sometimes you don't agree with someone, but the person cannot get you and they don't have boundaries, so you can just agree to disagree and move on and be like, okay, so that's your understanding, I understand, okay, all right. But this is how I feel about it. You so very welcome, Sister Sage Williams. Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, let me see. I need to wear my glasses. I don't even know where I put my glasses. Sometimes I feel like I'm squeezing my eyes. It's not good. It's not good. Baby sister always tell me. So when we learn to express ourselves now, it becomes more easier, right? You learn to control your emotions, right? So you're not all over the place. You tend to be focused and make your point. Don't do a run around. Just put your points across. Bam, 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 bam. It's time to leave already. Oh, it's 8:30. I didn't realize that. And always be clear about it. Insult can trigger someone's emotions. Insult can get someone really angry. Sometimes, some people on social media, some people are very loud. When they insult other people, they say whatever they want to say, but I kid you not, put that person in front of the person they insulting in real life or not, they're going to stand there like a baby who does not know how to talk. Sis, open the phone line. Oh yeah, Rami, call in now. I will pick it up now. Yeah, because before I was doing the promo, I didn't want to like kind of like cut it out. And sometimes, someone can really hurt another person. Like, I would love to see people do face off, like when you're on social media, the things that you say, and then meeting the person in real life, and then kind of like reenact the same thing. One now we did the atom no okay, what? Oh, Rami, are you calling? Ah, okay, got it. Ah, Rami, what's going on? I tried to pick up and it cut off. Let me call you back. Rami.
Yes, I got.
Hey, Yamu Akwaba.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm not saying.
Yamia Dumini will be out here.
Oh, why are there no points to be brave near the
Made that say, Mr. Lee Patterson!
Mr. Lee!
Welcome, Mr. Lee. Welcome. Official po, official pa. Yeah, coffee boy, remember that so can official pa.
Yeah, and sister, yeah, that's what New Year, you know.
No,
yeah,
correct.
because January month, you know, it's still New Year. Yeah, you could do middle of way. It is like you are done before what show, maybe be on a face, you know. First of all, the chair. That about Rasta Baba coupe.
Yeah. Boss lady.
Boss lady. Maybe I will be a say, Michamunida, Michio Bio platform. So, yeah, this are your urim. I know the same can't assemble Kakra Efa at the set and Kra as a Musebias. Yeah, who make it come and be say, Sebias a crabby, Ekas, so ban as a big yeah. And the obit I said no. Sometimes I am say, who can no extra crana now say wait, I am no more and penal the beyond because umpesa or cassa yes. Yeah.
No crack.
Yeah. Until maybe the band say cross sometimes they do hold ma not up a candy a dear not sa candy anyway. I'm not say sugar and yet too much and man. And you will some son your pounds money and make my money that. Because or taking candida with me hyper.
No problem, Mr. Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, oh, I know I'm making a lot of good comments. Maybe be near the yeah, now me try watch your face. Uncle, the blues for life, right?
Chelsea, my loose, Sam, my assume quite dear. My loose, say, cramp what Obia to Misha movie. Obia to Misha movie.
Uncle, the blues for life.
Say, Nathaniel, where he Nathaniel, send your Chelsea losing
Manchester new.
No, Mrs. Sanya Chelsea Shaman, and I sanko or make you a lot of posts, but one through was Sanya or no menu, so I was saying, why?
Who do you know? Or shut that all start here. Be a son of me, can you have baby? That's what I know. Yeah, but I say you will have that about Rasta, but I take a concern now. Oh, we been brony. Oh, Michelle, you see, it's like I know my people study for Christmas, you. I know my friend papa because okay, she'll be now a year now. Now, or getting a friend, maybe be near the now my friend around that time. So now boss lady. I'm sure baby I will be take a course on Anna. Right.
No, okay, that's it.
Yeah, it's maybe I know this about. Bye.
Martin, that's it. Bye, dear.
Yeah, bye.
Mr. Lee, straight up, right. Yes. Mr. Lee Patterson said you can say no to a child, but then with explanation for him or her to get your point, the reason why he or she will not get. Great point, Mr. Lee. Yawawufu binuma omutimi ka kyerɛ wo sɛ oh me ba ne deɛ wuntimi nka da bi nkyerɛ no sɛsɛnti because it is abrabɔ no sɛnea tie no enye baabi a na abɛkɔ na biribi a na obi bɛka akyerɛ sɛ anefa. Yes, go ahead. No, you have to learn to accept no. No means no. And sometimes, like some parents, the comment Mr. Lee made, some parents will tell you, say, because I said so. That's the that's the reasonable explanation they will give. Because I'm your mom, I'm your dad, I'm the adult. That is setting up your child for a failure. They're going to struggle with that. As I explained earlier, I'm not sure before Mr. Lee came in. Like Mike, like you want money, you get the money for like your birthday, holidays. You want extra one, you're gonna do chores to earn it. You're not gonna just get it, because they need to learn to be responsible, become independent, like know how to earn things. And not everything is free, but for those people who like to enjoy free stuff, they will not understand that language. It will be how do you call it? Oh, excuse me, it will be foreign to them, right? In terms of like emotional conversation, a lot of people don't have the ability or the capacity to even learn to have that. I remember, like, sometime back, Mr. Lee and I will like be on the phone, and we talk in terms of we would discuss about having a constructive dialogue, you know, with your partner, with your children, with your friends, with your colleagues, with people in general, and how to um, work around things, right? Because if someone, we do have some people, they just want to like put their opinion across, right? They want you to be receptive to their opinion. But when you share your opinion now, because they don't have clear understanding of what you're trying to say or what you just said, instead of asking you for more details, they will tell you, say, what you're saying is wrong. There are some things now, how people will go about it, a lot of people will disagree because that's not the norm for them. But just because to say, I don't understand what you're saying, I don't agree with what you're saying, it doesn't mean say you're wrong. And it doesn't mean say because you don't agree with me, I'm wrong. No. We cannot speak for each other, but we can teach each other and learn from one another. Mr. Lee, oh, Mr. Lee, and your contribution there, I love it. I love it. Yes, I will pray after the show. Okay, no problem. If we can put a foot down and let them carry on with that attitude of getting whatever they want, they will grow to become defensive over you. Oh, for sure, Mr. Lee. You may be an ame. Nkɔla ni bi timi boɔ mo maamefoɔ ni suro ɔmo mma no, they buy them love. Akɔla ne ka sɛ wɔpɛ game. America kurom ha, in US, when you buy DS, the DS no crampo, it doesn't cost as much as the game now or the no. Them games are costly. So if my child is to have one and they want the game, right? It will be their birthday money. They can use that money to buy it. Or Christmas time, they can make the list. Every holiday, they need to make 3 wishes. And I will let them know, depending situation, I will let them know, okay, number 1 is a must. Number 2, depending where we at, they can get 1 and 2. Number 3, every now and then they get it, all 3. Because we also need to buy them clothes. Children will never think about clothes or shoes. Their foot is hurting them, but the only thing they're thinking about is Sonic, video games. Eh? They don't think about nothing else. No, 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 no. You have to think about, like, you can get one video game, and the rest is clothing, school supplies, and all, all that. So, but some families, some parents don't know how to do that. They do not know how to educate their children, teaching them to be able to be receptive to certain things. You can't get everything you asking for. There are most times, Kay and I can get our kids all the things that they want, but we don't want them getting used to getting whatever whenever they want it. No, there has to be some type of boundary set. So, like, some years, we get them 1 and 2. Other years we get them one, and then the rest is what, as the parents, we want to get for them. And then sometimes they get all three. Like, you have to set a limit, because I remember like their first Christmas, the list was like a whole lot, and we got them everything. So we were like, okay, there needs to be, like, some type of restrictions, because then they're going to be used to, I want this, I want that. But their aunties and uncles, normally send them money for their birthdays and holidays, so they save it. Nana Kwesi, he knows how to manage his money. He even have some money from last year, his birthday. Some of the money I'm holding on to it, but this year, every money that they got, they came to me and say, "Mommy, where's the money?" They have it. They saving it themselves. They have their own stash in place to put those money. I don't know if someone uh, gave them the dream that I was going to spend their money. I wasn't going to spend, but these kids, they came and oh, how much did Auntie Crisscross gave us? How much did I get from Grandpa, Grandma? So it's like, I told them they wanted the money themselves. I gave it to them. Mr. Lee Patterson said a young autumn tree can be uprooted easily and replanted, but if it left to its massive size, a bulldozer can't even shake it. Ampo, Mr. Lee, it's crazy, because it's like you might be an hey, I will funny bebre chese. Ɔbɛfa ene bi mu kura suro sɛ ɔmbɛba abɛfa ɔmo mma ɛne ɔmo akɔ abɔnten, because ɔne akwaraa no kɔ abɔnten a wɔde akwaraa no san aba no, ɛbɛyɛ asɛm foforɔ. Ebi wɔ hɔnom a yɛsi yɛtu kaa ɛde kɔ, na yɛn staff no yɛkɔ fa nkɔ kyale awofo no bi na ɔho kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo ama no agye nsɛm. Mfitiaseɛ no, they don't set rules, regulations, expectation, listen to the children. Like, there's so much, because they never learn that. Okay, my baby boy. Mr. Lee said peer pressure sometimes counts when it comes to kids. Oh, yes, Rami, for sure, for sure. Raminana, peer pressure, but you are in charge of the vehicle. If you let go the steering wheel, the vehicle will go to ditch. Oh Lord, Mr. Lee, true. I mean, like, I was thinking in terms of our phone, but it said Rami was talking about the kids, like, they some of their peers will talk about what games they have at home, systems they have in the house, and then they come home and they want their friends to, like, their parents to buy them the same thing. Like, my kids do not go to their friend's house. No, my children will never go visit anybody in their house. I don't know their friends' parents. I don't know what goes on in the house. I know what goes on in my house. My kids are disciplined. They have respect for themselves. They have respect for others. They will not allow others to bully them, because they're going to, like, be able to express themselves, let their dad or myself know. And that's something that we have to teaching to them. We have to teach them, because Nana Kwesi got bullied in elementary school. I didn't know at the time. Every morning he didn't want to go to school. I did not connect at first, until one day, for some reason, I stayed longer and I saw it happening in front of me, and I took action. Because, like, the school, sometimes they will tell you, oh, we're going to discuss it, we're going to talk about it. And when that child put his hands on my child, I requested to meet the parents. The principal said, oh, we're going to meet with them. The next day, 2 days later, the kid, I asked Nana Kwesi, I was like, if he hit you, you need to hit him back. And he hit him back. He hit his glasses, and that glass costs over $1,000 because it's transitional glass. And I called the school. I sent them a long narrative, like it was like almost 4 pages of email. Everything that I was feeling at the time, to let the principal know if something was not done, the next time that student put his hands on my son, I don't care how old he is, I'm pressing charges. Because my child cannot come to school and be bullied, and for anybody else to put their hands on my child. I don't even put my hands on my child. So what gives anybody rights? I don't care if he's his peer, the same. No, I'm going to make sure that he spends some time behind bars. Bye, honey. So that they heard that. They solved the problem within a week. That student was placed in another class. And the expectation was not for my child and that child to be in the same gym class, to meet at any point in the school premises, because you have different class transition at different time. And I'm glad, I don't know why that day I stayed longer, because if it wasn't for that, my child would have been suffering and his self-esteem was down. So from that day on, I taught my kids how to build their self-confidence, because I have self-confidence for myself. I will not allow anyone to bully me. I will speak for myself, and I'll let people know where we at. Set boundaries, because I have a right to think anyhow I want to think, that how I do things. But I also have the capability to also learn from other people. Sometimes you have to tone it down, because nobody knows everything, right? Nobody's perfect. There are areas that we each needs to work on. And if you don't do that, but it's important to teach your child. You okay, huh? It's here? Oh, I see. So you've been checking all the time. All right. So I took time, to really educate myself on certain things. You have to self-educate yourself, and then you learn from other people. the intelligent one. I cannot go and receive too much negative energy from other people. No, no, no. That will cause me to be sick. It's so unattractive when people insulting, like have emotional conversation with each other, talk with one another, you know, and peer pressure, like kids who normally tends to like be allowed to go spend overnight at their friend's house. They go and see this, they want to have the same thing, they come and break things in the house and cause damage. No, 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 no. Hey, my kids going to break things. Like our center table is a glass, it's glass. Our kids growing from babies to now, they don't destroy anything in this house. We talk to them. Mommy used to cry a lot. You will ask her what you want to eat, and she's crying. I'll be like, did someone scream at you? She said no. Did someone beat you? She said no. Did I hurt your feelings? She said no. Like, why are you crying? And then she's crying. I know, like, I used to cry a lot. She gets emotional over everything. To break that cycle, I asked her one day, I talked to her dad. I was like, okay, how long do you need to cry? Once you're done crying, we're going to sit down and talk about why you're crying, what it is that's going on. You cannot cry over everything. If you don't want to eat something, you're not hungry, all you say, you open your mouth, mommy, daddy, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat yet. But if it's lunchtime and you watching TV or you have your free time playing games and you don't want to get off the game, that's why you're telling us you're not hungry. If you're not hungry, then the TV is off. The game is off because you're not going to be playing throughout the whole day and not eat anything. She's a very picky eater. So you have to get her to eat something. So, like, if you feel pressure, let me know. Okay, I'm full. If you want to get, protein drink whatsoever, that's fine. If you whatever, we give her like three choices. Say what you want to eat. It's not like we forcing you to eat something you don't want to eat. So once she was done crying, and we did have the conversation, that was the last time mommy cried over nothing. She no longer cries, you know. So like whatever you teach them, no, that's what they get used to. So thank you, Mr. Lee. You did a good job as a mother. Well, thank you, Rami. My parents taught us well. Mhm. I learned a lot of things from my mom and dad. I learned a lot of things from uh, my work, because I have to go to webinars, seminars, and trainings, and so many things. So it's like, I have learned so much. Mhm. I have even used some of those webinars, seminars, and trainings on myself. So anyhow, like I'm going to like get out of here. Crying is part of life. Sometimes watch some movies and I cry. Listen, don't bring that. Don't bring that. It's good. I do watch some movies sometimes, like when I watch some, you know, um romance movies or like sad movies, true stories, and the things that happen, or if I feel like someone is mistreating someone, and then you have tears, like it's like crazy. But and also like when I go to like, I don't like nobody, I don't think, well, in our society, some people love going to funerals. I don't like going to funerals because it don't matter if I know the person or not. If I go to a funeral and I see a family member or their close friends crying, the minute I see them, I will automatically start crying. Like the tears would just start rolling down. So it's like sometimes, you you kind of like get emotional based on other people's, mood. And so it's different for everybody. Sometimes you have some family member, no matter what, they cannot cry. Some of them are in shock, and others they just don't cry because probably they play part in the person's death. When you go into our our community. So, like, when it comes to emotional conversation, the subjective experiences can range from something as simple as seeing a color to something as major as losing a loved one or getting married, getting divorced. No matter how intense the experience is, it can provoke many emotions in a single individual, and the emotion each individual feel may be different. For example, one person may feel regret, one person may feel sad, regret of losing a loved one. They may feel sad, they can be grief written, some may get angry for their loved one dying. It's like, that feelings becomes really intense, whereas other people really do not care. And then you have the psychological response, right? When it comes to the psychological response, now how you feel in how you feel no can affect your heart rate, how your heart is beating. At times some people, like when you are fearful or something, or you get scared, and that your heart will start pounding, like like you just finished racing or something. So the psychological response is a result of the automatic nervous system reaction to the emotion we are experiencing. Like the the immediate effect that you have. It's like, sometimes, you respond regularly, you respond to our or fight or flight respond, right? Who goes start, like you're going to be like running out of there, right? So it's like, most of the psychological responses, like how your emotion help you evolve, or right, survive things that we go through, like our past experiences and history and so forth. And then you have the behavior responses. The behavior responses aspect of the emotion response is the actual expression of the emotions, right? Behavior responses can include, like you laughing, right? Someone laughing, or sign like you smile, like make a facial certain facial expression, which can be universal, or sometimes it could be like a particular pattern, because sometimes you have someone, they will not smile but they will have a smirk. At times you have someone, they will press their lips together, things like that. But people some people also, like their expression may be in connection of the culture, right? The culture that they used to, where they from, and so forth. Yeah. So overall, we need to understand that it's okay to be an emotional person, right, Rami? it's okay for you to be emotional person. Like when you I mean, sometimes some people they naturally, will feel for certain people when one tells their lifetime story, like things that they experienced growing up, it could make a person cry. They will feel it crying. So it's like watching a movie, watching a program, watching commercials and advert or so many things, and you cry. That's okay, because if it means that you feel passionate about certain things, you love, it's okay. So I'm going to leave you guys today. I have some stuff that I need to go do. Oh, baby sister, hold on. I just saw the link. Okay, let me send you the link. I'm going to send it to you on regular where's your name? Um okay, the link is .com slash hey, Mr. Lee, forgive me. I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh shit. 646 4. Okay. Baby sister, check your regular phone. Check your regular text message. I just sent you the link. Mm-hmm. Oh, crying and laughing is normal, is part of our daily life. Sure. I mean, laughing, you want longer life? Learn to laugh a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, baby sister, same here. My prayers, please. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to go off without letting you come in to pray, okay, Remy? Sis, Ma. Okay. Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Oh, hold on. Hi, baby sister.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. How you been?
I'm good, and you?
So far, so good. I can't complain.
Put them back
So,
and get out my system.
welcome. What brings you to join us?
Well, first of all, I greet everybody on the platform
We greet you
and
back.
wish everybody a happy new year.
Happy New Year
Um,
too.
Basically, I came on because at a point you were talking about trigger.
Mm-hmm.
People who sometimes they've been through some relationship or been through some kind of lifestyle where they have been traumatized, and then after the trauma, moving on with life after the trauma is over, they get triggers from those kind of experiences that they had before,
Yeah,
even though they're around people who are safe to be around, but because they are so used to being triggered by things,
yeah,
like you said with the boy, the way that you speak, he it reminds him of how somebody used to treat him. So because of that, whenever he's around you, he gets aggressive, and he hears your voice, he becomes aggressive
yeah,
towards you. So I mean, it's basically a fact because
yeah,
I experienced something like that. Growing up back home, how our situation was. Even though our mom and dad was here,
mm-hmm.
our uncles were not that kind of people who had good hearts. So
That's
let's
right.
just say that they didn't care about our well-being or anything. And specifically me, I was the littlest one. So
Yeah,
because of that, they took a lot advantage of me in so many ways. And
mm-hmm.
my coping mechanism was to start protecting myself, even though nobody else would,
Yeah,
because they see me as a child, and every time I tell them what's going on, they tell me that, The grown up is older, so that person is telling the truth. Meanwhile, that person is the devil himself. So
Right.
I picked up a coping mechanism to keep people who want to hurt me, to keep them away from me. So
Right.
I became very aggressive. I became arrogant. I became
Defiant. Defiant opposition.
defiant opposition, and it came to a point, if I have to cut you to get what I want, I will cut you to get what I want. So
That's right.
it was something that I had to cope with. So finally, when we did come to the States, mom and dad came and got us from there. I was like around 7 years old, and because I'm so used to protecting myself, it was hard for them to remold me into something, because I was so used to people raising their hands on me. I was so used to my uncle's wives every day
Mm-hmm.
um, putting ginger under my private parts and all of that. So
Yeah.
it was a daily routine. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that daily routine, whether I did something bad or not, I was so used to people my uncle shaving me bald. Even though I was a girl and I had big ears, he would shave me bald.
Mm-hmm.
So because of all these things, it was traumatizing to me. So when I came to the States and my dad wanted to mold me in a way for me to see things his way,
Mm-hmm.
um, he didn't use the best coping mechanism, because the things that I have seen, every time when I see that he tries to do something, I become defiant. Is either I retaliate, or
Mm-hmm.
is either most of the things that I did home. I can't say all of it online, because then people are going to think I'm too crazy, and I don't want to be too crazy. So
I hear you.
I just became a defiant child who didn't give a f about anything. I didn't care about what people had to say. I didn't care about what grown-ups had to say, because I felt like I was in charge of my life, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody can protect me best than myself.
Yeah.
So going forward, I finally got married, and when I got married, my trigger points were people, like, I didn't like people standing over me, especially when I'm sleeping, because I feel threatened. Like, I think I said this one time.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, when we got married, he came from work, and I think I was sleeping, so he was just reaching over me to just give me a kiss on my forehead, but I was sleeping. And as soon as I saw the shadow, I just grabbed him by the neck, and I made my hand like a how do you say that kind of, it's not a knife, but it's like a choking hold. So I just hit
Wow.
below his throat. Normally
Oh
when you do
my.
that and you hit people below their throat, where their Adam's apple is up above and there, you
And
can choke that person.
yes.
So I hit him there,
Yeah, the
and
Richmond
the
uncle.
only thing I didn't even know, because I was sleeping, so the only thing I heard was like he's coughing and choking and couldn't talk. So I woke up out of my sleep and was like, "What's going on?" So, "What you talking about? You trying to kill me? You trying to kill me?" And I was like, "I am so sorry. I just don't like people reaching over me, especially when I'm not aware of what the person is about to do. You have to, when I'm sleeping." So since that, when I'm sleeping, he doesn't do that. But I'm trying my best to get out of that kind of element and stop guarding myself and letting myself, because he's a good man. But because of what I've been through so much, I I I fear that letting people close to me, they might get the best of me and then take advantage of me. But that's not what my husband wants to do. So he's kind of understanding. He's been molding me
Mm-hmm.
and trying to turn me and trying to like maneuver around. I mean, we're doing good now, because now I can talk about the things that um
You
makes me pull
you
away from
experienced.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I try to explain to them sometimes when I do, he does trigger me, and I get angry, and I get to the point where I'm like, "Yo, you has got to get, or something's gonna happen. You're not gonna, you know what I mean." So when
Yeah.
I say those things and I do those things, I sit down and then I realize that I went to the extreme. But
Mm-hmm.
then I'm able to, before I couldn't speak to him and let him know why I did that. So he was kind of confused whether if I loved him or not. But later on, right now, I'm able to like express to him, this is how I was feeling around that time. and this
Wow.
was what was hurting me, and this is how I felt. But now I feel like I shouldn't be feeling that way. I'm able to talk about it, and when I do talk about it, I release some of the anger, some of the, you know,
Frustration,
frustration and
stress.
all of that, because sometimes when you try to talk about it, people try to let you they try to tell you don't say anything. I said say don't talk about it, is in the past. I know it's in the past, but it's something that has scarred me, and
That's right.
every time I feel like I feel like I feel threatened. I feel like it's taking me back to when I was a child and I couldn't help myself. I couldn't do anything, and people just did whatever they wanted to do to me.
Mhm.
I feel helpless. So I don't like feeling helpless, because I'm a big grown woman who does not need to feel helpless, because I'm independent of myself. You understand? So when we talk about triggers, triggers is something that is very serious, and if you're married to somebody who's been into that trauma, it takes time. It
Mhm.
takes time. Me and my husband has been married for quite a while now before I'm able to express all of these feelings to him and let him know what happened in my past, even though some of it he heard from you and other my mom and other people. I'm now able to really tell him my situation and how I felt and what I went through. But it's not everything that I can tell him until I feel like it's safe enough for me to like talk about it. So I mean, if anybody has been in that situation, I feel like sometimes when you do get it, you're brave enough and you talk about it to somebody who you think cares and is willing to help you um
Overcome it.
overcome all of that fear and stuff. So I feel like you should open up to that person, and whatever assistance that person can give to you, they give to you, because the more you talk about it, the more you feel a little bit tension like lifted off your shoulders, and it really does help. I mean, I used to be so angry,
Mhm.
and sometimes people just say something and it just triggers me, and then I get angry, I get mad at that person, and I just dismiss that person and tell them without letting them know what is going on, so that person feels some kind of way and feel disrespected. But at the same time, I feel like if we go on and have the conversation, I'm going to say something that that person might never even speak to me, because or my regret being close to me or anything like that. So the trigger points is really something that if somebody's been through a trauma, it's hard for them
It's
to get
there.
over it. It's
Mhm.
always there. There's always a scar. There's and
Yeah.
can be or munti every day. No, I'm coming, sweetie. What is it? Do I have school tomorrow? No, tomorrow's Saturday. It's a holiday for you. Mommy, can I give you a hug? Yes, you can give me a hug. I'm sorry about this.
It's all right. Oh,
Okay, I love you too.
Ma, Ma, I'm
Yes.
glad that it's still, what you're saying. I'm so glad that you and your husband has, has a breakthrough with emotional conversation, because when you are able to talk about your experiences, because a lot of times it's been so many years that it has been suppressed, and now
Mm-hmm.
you have someone who is willing to listen to you and help you gradually be able to like work yourself through it, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to break a lot of barriers for you to feel comfortable around him. Even in your sleep, you will not have to like uh be on guard, right?
Yeah.
um I mean, like, I'm glad that you did not kill him.
Oh my God, I woke up in fear because apparently, and you see my husband, he's not a small person. He's a big
Yeah.
man. He's tall and he's very strong. And for me, I'm very little, you know what I mean? Even though I'm not that little, but I mean, I have body, but my hands and fingers are very small, but it's very deadly too at the same time, because I had to protect myself. I don't, I couldn't let people do whatever they want to do, because they feel like they want to beat somebody or they want to do something to somebody. I'll make sure whatever you do, I make sure to repay you. If you let me see my blood, you would definitely see yours 10 times fold. I will not let it go free, scot free until I
That's
do the
right.
same thing to you and make it worse for you. So, I mean, um,
Rami said self-defense, but earlier
it,
she
it,
said, it is well, sis." And then
oh,
said little by little. When you were talking in terms of now you breaking some of the barriers,
mm-hmm,
because your husband is supportive and he's more understanding, and you guys are able to you are able to talk about some of the things that you experience. I mean, it's not easy. Last time we
mm-hmm,
were talking, I did mention to you that when you talk to some family members and friends and some people, and
yeah,
they tell you it's in the past, you need to let the past be the past. We don't want to carry our past with our present and future, but some of our past, when you go through traumatic events, it's it's important for us to talk about it, being given the opportunity to express ourselves, what we went through, how it felt. Because someone who has not gone through that experience, it's easier said than done. Say, oh, forget about it. You have to let it go. You can't just simply drop it like that, right? Because we're talking about the physical aspect is no more, because all the beatings and the flogging, uh, uh, who gave us. One of our uncles gave us, I no longer feel the physical pain, but the emotional and the psychological aspect, it comes, when you come upon certain instances now, it brings you back. Most people who has been traumatized, they work in the medical field, because they want to help other people. Like your you we are conscious of it. Some people who has been like abused and molested and uh gone through so many traumatic events, they want to protect their own all the time. They don't trust easily. They go through like a lot of like hurdles, hardship. It's harder for them to trust the person that they have made decision to be with. Even though you love the person, you cannot lose your guard, right? So a lot of times some people will say, oh, we're not compatible, because if you and your husband did not find break through that barrier, right? With emotional conversation. Now, somebody who is outside your marriage will say the two of you are not compatible, right? Because of that differences. And it shouldn't have to be. We need to learn to talk, to work through our problems. Some of them, it stems on us. Others, when you're in the relationship, you are married, it's important for you to open up little by little. You cannot dump everything on your partner, because you also have to be mindful and considerate that your partner may not be ready for everything that you have gone through, right?
yeah,
Right.
definitely. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like you got to drop it little by little through your gradually through your barriers and stuff. But like some of the emotions, the basic one that most of us experience, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
what we have: happiness, we have fear, we have anger, we have sadness, frustration, uh like what else? You feel tempted, like so many um emotions that we experience, right?
Yeah,
Some
definitely.
we go through grief. Sometimes you may have a connection with your grandparents, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if your grandparents pass away now, it would take you a long period of time for you to like get over it. And someone who does not have relationship with the grandparents, they will just move on and not even think about them because they mean nothing to them, right? So it's like sometimes, it's a lot. We all react to things differently. They say won't mean control be say many pani rampo, many pani su, many pani mean dear or call no. Now time I me go through no now or movie. Do you know what I experienced for you to come and tell me say it's in the past? Yeah, I'm not carrying that with me, but I need to work through it to keep my sanity, because you have to you have to be able to like make sure that you are stable, emotionally stable. If
Yeah,
you're not stable, nah, it's
I
not going to go well.
yeah, adeɛ ne sɛ womfa nhyɛ wo mu sɛ wode bɛdi nipa no awu anaa wode bɛtua ne ka, God forbid,
Right.
because yɛagye nyame adi yɛnim nyame sɛ obi yɛ ɔbɔne a fa kyɛ no. Yes, bɔne no deɛ yɛde akyɛ, but sɛdeɛ daa sɔfo ba a ɔka ne sɛ ɔse anokam ɛyɛ yɛ sɛ oyi kam.
Mm-hmm.
Sɛ sekan atwa wo no, ɛnyɛ yɛ a ɛnyɛ den a ɛbɛwu, but anokam no obi edidi w'atam na ɛkɔɔ ho anaasɛ obi yɛ w'adeɛ na ɛkɔɔ ho a, every day bia you remember at the
Yeah.
crow, you remember those words, even though say you have forgiven that person, but still at the crow you remember say there came a time this thing that the pakone kind no yeah or
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time also one for bonina and show more the channel there, but it's a factor there or but you fruit him with there won't mean you fruit him because it's always there, it's always going to be there, it's always going to be a reminder for you say there came a time saying that this is the situation and until now it do some time and yami be my idea said that man because you kaidi and yame aya so
Mm-hmm.
kaidi and yame aya na say bro adwene as so me say every day I give thanks to God because the way I was pa and the way I am now, no, it is by blessing.
Ma, I think say edi bianzi efi mama back papa back where like sometimes I feel like our stories are so similar, but I know so you endure more than I did because the time that I left, I was a bit older. You like from age 1, you were not even 1 years old yet when mommy left.
I
Oh
think
no,
say
actually
sometimes Sokrano, I
you
tell myself say I feel like sometimes I don't even get the urge like how people get urges to enjoy themselves. I don't get that kind of urge because I feel say obika in tree me trebanewu because of all of that ginger shit. Excuse me to say I'm sorry.
oh gosh. Oh.
So
And you know,
all of this, I'm dealing with all of this, and I'm trying my best to keep a sweet face and everything. But you can't keep it on for a long time. But I have to learn. So I'm now like a child who is learning things all over again. You understand?
mhm. uh,
Mm-hmm.
not to say like, sometimes, to so we be feel say be and the trouble will it's say will previous partner no one feel it every sexual encounter no was painful, right? You didn't have any type of feelings no me identity no versus having a new partner who is more into romance, who is more intimate, who knows how to do foreplay, because sometimes the no, you have some partners now they feel shy for their partner to even touch them in their sensitive area because they feel embarrassed, right? They don't feel comfortable with that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So there's a lot of factors that can play into that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, Samu. Well, so your final thoughts
My
for
final thought is that whatever anybody has been through, I mean, you can work it out bit by bit, but it takes time, and you have to be open and willing to trust somebody with your truth. Because
Mhm.
normally, sometimes, the truth is there, but then yeah, dada who said that truth doesn't exist. But we have to accept that the truth is there, and it existed, and it happened to you, and it can happen to anybody, but unfortunately you are the one it chose to happen to you. So if it does happen to you, don't stay quiet. Talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you release all
Yeah.
the anger and the frustration and the things that doesn't make you move forward. You
Mhm.
are able to release it, and then when you do release it, you feel relieved, because you feel like there's a weight lifted off your shoulder and stuff like that,
That's
because
right.
every time you keep it inside of you, it feels like there's nothing you can do. You're always being stopped by something. If somebody demeans you, defines you in a way that you think you're not. I mean, you talk to somebody, at least come out with somebody who you trust, somebody you tell your secret to, or you speak to. They're not gonna come broadcast it in people other places. Just find somebody that loves you for who you are, no matter what, the good ones and the bad ones. My husband loved me for whoever I am. I mean, sometimes I could be very nasty, but hey, what can he say?
Yeah, I mean, like when it comes to like some people, what they don't know is that like when you deny emotions, it intensify a lot of things, right? You build into you, whereas everything will trigger you. Things you get set off easily. You get angry. You get stressed out. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to listen to anybody. Like everything, even things that is not supposed to be start an argument, you make it an argument. I mean, like I'm talking about
Yes,
I
definitely. It's not an argument, but you're making it into an argument. I mean, some I don't even want to say this online. I'm
you
gonna just keep my mouth quiet,
you
please.
you start a fight over something so little and something petty. Some
Hmm.
things are pathetic. I mean, like I did experience that in the beginning of my relationship. I was always, like finding ways to just start an argument with K, because if I feel certain way, I
Hmm.
want him to say something that will trigger me. Like I'm just waiting for it. And it's very unhealthy.
Hmm.
It's so unhealthy. I remember like the beginning of our marriage. I I felt so. I felt like I was
Drained.
in a box, right? Like you've been restricted. Like
Hmm.
you don't have any place to breathe, right?
Lord.
But
Hmm.
it's not a good feeling at all. So it's like,
Mm.
for couples, and people, families, you have to find a good space, be able to kind of like talk about your true feelings. Do not suppress them because you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings, but find a productive way to talk about the things that you going through, the hardship or whatsoever, the stress, everything, the fears that you have. Because
Hmm.
when you are too fearful, no, you it's going to limit you from growing. Like
Yeah,
going
definitely.
to sit and duck, and we don't want that. If by speaking the truth, your partner is going to be upset. And so what? They need to listen to the truth. This is how people grow. When
The
we,
thing is that some people don't know how to listen too. I mean, when people
yeah,
are trying to open up, especially when you have a partner who doesn't understand you for what's going on with you, and you're trying to open up, that person doesn't even have time to listen. So sometimes
that's
I
right.
feel like the person wants to open up, but the person that they're opening up to is not up to the task. So I mean, if you haven't been traumatized before, you haven't been in a situation somebody has been in, and that person is willing to open up, even if you don't know anything about it, just listen to whatever that person has to say, and whatever advice you can give. It doesn't have to be a big advice, but just giving them a shoulder to cry on is
Mhm.
also something that helps.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, like, we have to be
That's
emotionally
what's up.
self-aware of our feelings. We have to have learn self-restraints, how to empower ourselves. I mean, when it comes to self everything, I mean, I have adapted that into me, because every time in situation I have to like put myself, okay, if it's happening to another person, right? Would I like this to like happen to another person? So how do I share my
Hmm.
pain? my
Yeah.
grief, for me to relieve myself, because each time you are able to freely talk about the things that you having a difficult time with, your challenges, you freeing yourself from that bondage. And
Mm-hmm.
like, we have to have more understanding and be
Yes.
patient with each other, because
Mm-hmm.
compatibility, is a behavior, is something that we learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something that we kind of like tune into our relationship. You cannot just see someone and say because we have the same thing in common. Our sex life is going good, so we compatible. We
No.
have to learn to understand each other, listen to each other, have be a team player. Because relationship and marriages are work, right? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't depend on one person. Your
Yeah.
chromophore, you say ma, no. Bɛrima ne ɔbaa ne nyinaa, both the man and the woman, we both need to work.
Definitely.
One person cannot sustain a relationship. One person cannot sustain a marriage. Like, I just don't understand. You have two people you have two people together, and one gender is looking for the other gender to take care of them, and take on everything. And then they have to, when it comes to them, they give excuses, reasons, blaming game, pointing fingers, and say it's a woman's job to responsibility to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, hell to the no. Go back, relearn. That's what we need to do. We need to relearn things. And if you are refusing to do so because you are one of those, uh, I like the way I am, I was never taught like that. Now, then that's when the compatibility, it's the same compatibility, no, and no, then
Hey.
draw a line.
Mm-hmm.
Ma, me, ma, being
Brofonaida.
compatible, no. It draws the line, because then we're not going to be compatible.
Yeah.
If you were never taught like that, and you like the way you are now, you and I are not compatible, because me, I have an open mind.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't go into marriage and say the behavior that I had living as a single man or living as a single woman, that's the same behavior I'm going into with marriage, because then it's not going to work.
Hmm.
There has to be a sacrifice somewhere, because
Yeah.
everybody has their own mentality, how they were, how their mothers and their fathers brought them up and everything. We all have different backgrounds, and with those backgrounds, we have to make it work with with both of us respecting everybody's boundaries and stuff like that. But there's some things that you just can't take to your marriage. Some things you have to let go, because it's not working in the marriage. Especially like if you're somebody who is selfish, you can't get married and be selfish, because if you're selfish, who are you going to be selfish to?
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, sometimes you may be with someone you compatible with, and you may feel that you're not compatible because the two of you do not have better understanding of each other.
Yeah.
You speak in different, even though you speak in the same
I
language,
gotta
you
use the wrong
understand
one
things
there.
differently, right? And
Hmm.
then you don't have respect for one another, because when one partner does not have respect for the other, everything you say, it doesn't make sense to them. They
It
feel
goes
that,
out the window, because
yeah.
if I feel like you disrespecting me and you have no respect for me, whatever you tell me, even though I'm standing there and looking at your lips, I'll tune you out. I
Hmm.
just tune you out. Everything you're saying, I'm looking at you like I'm listening, bobbing my head like I hear what you're saying, but actually I hear nothing, because
Hmm.
you have no respect for me, so I have no respect for you. You give respect back, I'll give you respect. That's just my motto. I mean, if you want respect, give respect back, because in our culture, some men, some men, not all the men,
Mhm.
few of the men, they think that they're in charge of women once they get married to them. So whatever they want to say, they say to them. Whatever they want to do, they do to them. But not every woman you can do whatever you want with, because some women, they won't stand for nonsense. I mean,
Almost definitely. I mean, we need to learn to manage our emotions, right? We need to also learn to acknowledge and validate our feelings in every possible way. We have to also pre-plan things that we want to implement into our relationship, our life, and marriages, and everything that we do. We also need to learn uh, other abilities, and know our capacity, because things that you cannot handle, no, don't
yeah.
force yourself to to handle. We also
Mm-hmm.
need to develop ourselves to have better understanding, not with ourselves alone, but the
Yeah.
people that we are close with, people we
Mm-hmm.
talk to. Something got to change. We need to change the narrative. Somebody has to break the cycle, because if we say oh, because I hear people say oh, don't mind my husband, or don't mind my wife, that's how he is, or that's how she is. What do you mean? If that's how he is and that's how she is, then they can do that with me, with you, but it's not
Hmm.
going. It stops with me, because
Hmm.
I'm going to let them know my point of view. Just because your husband or your wife are receptive to the things that you do, that poor characteristic, now I do not have to be receptive to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no. I'm
I
not going
mean,
to enable such behavior. A lot of us, we enable our loved ones and people around us to just do whatever wrongdoings. You encouraging them to do that and not speak the truth.
mm-hmm.
As it is. What were you
I mean,
saying, baby
no,
sis?
I mean, you were saying, I mean, it happened in the Bible. Like, when we talk about David, one of his wives that he married later on, it was actually somebody's wife. But after um he the person died, David married her because of her wisdom. I mean, David was out of his castle.
Mm-hmm.
Ne ba Absalom, ne ba baako ama ɔhemmua ɛtoto ne fie, adwane akɔ akɔtɛ wura mu ɔne some of ne nkurɔfoɔ a wɔtrɔste ɔmo a ɔmobɔ ne ho ban ɛkɔhyɛ nwura mu a
Yeah.
nti nwura mu hɔ no a ɔmohyɛ no ne yɛwɔ ɔhen bi wɔ hɔ a yɛfrɛ no Nabot nso ne yere ne Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Na ɔwɔ nnwan a kyerɛ sɛ mmoa hɛfoɔ no de ne ɔmo kɔ abɔnten a na yɛ sɛ ɔmo ayɛ dɛn, ɔmo kɔ nwura mu hɔ nom a sɛ mpataku ne nneɛma ɛba a David ne ne nkurɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ hɔ ɔmo na ɔmo bɔ nnwan ne mmoa yi ho ban so deɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔmo hwɛ nnwan no so, ɔmo so ɔmo anwia bi nti ɔmo tee sɛ ɔyɛ feast no, ana David
Mm-hmm.
somaa sɛ ne nkoa no bi sɛ ɔmo nkɔ
Yeah.
ɛnka mmoa hwɛfoɔ no ɔmkɔka nkyɛn no ɔmokɔsrɛ aduane ɛwɔ Nabot hɔnom wɔ feast no a ɔyɛ na ɔmmɔ mo aduane kakra ɛni.
Mm-hmm.
Na ɔkɔɛ no ɔhene no ka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔhene no didii David atam ɛwɔ ne nkoa no anim ka kyerɛ sɛ ɔka kyerɛ ɔhene sɛ me na mesomaa ne sɛ ɔnkɔdi ne nkwasi asɛm na ɛnɛ waba akɔda nwura mu. Ɔte aseɛ kyerɛ
Yeah.
sɛ ɔka abufusɛm not knowing adeɛ a David ayɛ ama no na abere nso ɔnim sɛ David bɛtumi abɔ hwee aba hɔ nom abɛkunkum afa aduane a ɛwɔ hɔ without asking, but he asked generously.
Mm.
Bible sɛ ɔse ɔkeka deɛ ɔpɛ biara yɛ dɛn ɛde kyerɛ nkoa no na ɔpam ɔmo sɛ ɔmo mfi hɔ nom nkɔ.
My God.
Na ɛnyɛ ɔno na ɔbɛhwɛ David nti akoa no nso kɔ no ɔno amu wafa abufuo dada nti ɔno nso kɔ no ɔkɔ akɔkyerɛ no ɔkɔkyerɛ asɛm no mu sɛn. Na ade na ɛbaa sɛ ohuu sɛ ne yere ne tee sɛ asɛm a waka no, ana ne yere yɛ ntam ɛfa aduane ɛde sii kwan so. Saa time na me nso akwa ne nso akwa akɔdu akɔbɔ David amanneɛ na David bu afu deden de akyɛ sɛ wasoa apɔnkɔ ne ayi ɔde sekan ne ayi nyinaa ɛba nti ɛbaa sɛ ɔbaa ne nim sɛ ntɔkwa ne si a ɔno nso ɔbɛwu bi because ɔyɛ dɛn Nabot yere anaa meboa. went to me and to the fool and I said into no son near man or this share David Wakwemo, who said David did me cow ba a buffon kitty or free the punk or so a butu kobutu form no says and be throw him. Mammy Ku amu ye na and as a munina, my madame, so I said, Yemi Kuni dinty and abotuno. Sana ni subainty, I didn't treat some and I want to miss it a while. Dear what can be a man in Canadian. Miankasana minifi, mashishe bia me de bro. And he said you also need David Kasai, no. As my David Kasai say, and a pa, the enya me pan and no Kasai pan, I'll be shiami and can make deal. And go be our crony in our swing in our cobed or bewu, and to be a honor man. Sometimes, and I said you see cano, or nim said ye see your name and nipa e kasa, and will be a honswa, sometimes, no. Even though so oba no ombune se or your bar ss or on any bobra no sa oba no so no betimi aye den every charging and because sa ho no because of sadie no bra na but to was yeah na de ka wanya de anka na de nka mawu but me kan so no wa boring sa ka de obekeka bia de ache obi enti senko wo bi aka munyina mu wo ho but because of ne yiri ni nyansa no ni mu ne kasa okokasa che David okotwa ni okotwa no abontin hia no Emma oye de omu nyina ne omufiefo nyina enya nkwanti sometimes no de wo dream fa obi hu say nipa we me hena enya de obetimi aye yi ana say yi ana me ne ne compatible no ebi so a no so oye den oye very compatible to you ono ne nipa obetimi ajew every that should be who how be ma obekuma na sa mane bia because you oba bi wo ho no obom paya oboma ne kunu Empire obo na so ni kun so eno na hwe ne so ekra ne so they are oba ni be free be ma ne nche na oba ma be ja bu na brabo asesa jija e de entia because it's a time na oba ne wo no na empire obo no nyame nso agina so ehwe be ma no nti me ambestien I don't want to stay on too long because yes I make us too much and I sound so and so
in the future no come in the beginning so we keep it short.
Yes, because Adiasa.
Next time no nyame ya aduma last week na so for home fa no wo catch cold ntino I will take in on him tomorrow. No matter say be our chanya mpa ebetimi aba. Na me ba panyi Raymond so enra yedi nkomo bi na ensem bi nso oyiyi ba e me hu say Ray waba so much love to you. Ye no so ye beba abeka ho asem because say emema ni bi no ene emema ni bi ese omo yirenom anasa omo mpna say wodi ne obema ne yire ani ni nua anasa ne papa bi anasa na busuani bi akwa odi ne beba akoja ne so won hwe ne yire so ma no anasa ne de ala chia ye enya de benye aduma because say obi wo ho no ma ono no che se woni ne wo ho krampo no eye ne ya enti kwa yo befa so a obenya I enjoy sa wo soko pimpim no
just call it passion fruit.
That's right.
The passion fruit. Passion fruit Hebrew some sure hono. Adam sure who say two no. That passion fruit na come
most definitely. And yes see ebi mo so say nso na ebi mo nso ayo o ma dwen say omo de asu omo ani so say omo no woni nsa na danfo yiri ni na danfo mpnani that emfa ne ho kra school no obekọ tonga no obeba akoyi tonga no yeah right you know that you never abeka ho asem guys
Tonga na see ho vagina o person o two toma
vagina no and the next time so Rami beba because Rami Debbie or catcher so you sue a vibrator. Into your baby discussing Rami vibrator. Say Rami.
Hey.
Say Rami.
Hey, I still be.
Rami.
Ebusia for me, Jamukwayo.
That's why Nyamisha, and thank you for making me look so sweet. Rami, next time you remember sound will vibrate no to say unya bema so mu a ufu say bema no edi wi a ebeso a na so obekọ vibrator no menka wo de bompaye no. We will talk about that some other time because it was.
But sister, you're not me make a little bit of point.
Sister, okay, Chris Cross.
In a similar situation like that, we say like I said traumatized, and also my first similar situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You better say that, but you would I know what from me a peda ubenya hu ni ababe ka hwasam. Mate. Yes, Bompire na wo ban so anu ahye Chelsea Chelsea Jesse send e be ya nkrofo be ebetimi asere wo ate. Mate. Uncle Kwajumo.
Yeah, but I said later of it.
I will tell what the Bompire no ate.
Yeah, because I said
and fire your mensa.
Oh, I feel say them have finished saying, oh, boss lady, can't bear no better life.
But maybe a crocodile and need a beer.
I know one of my son, near Jess, and you meet to be trouble. You bounce sometimes, so before my so.
Now, Rami make a compatibility now. Me take my twist and I mean to me can also mean what's the mean can you cheat more? No, because sometimes Ukasa now casa so much fast now after the summer episode kind of what
yeah, I know
would you Mr. Bompire and inquiry? Me dancing so with the stars, you know.
Oh, that's okay.
I mean, sure.
That's your more play.
Okay.
So me rub me that was sick. Me one year me crawl me come for me. So deep running when you would Jesus Christ now your boy to me now brass the papa. Yo how I was sick. So I'm a baby tree and near this thing come. It will be Pia or platform in the show, sir. Papa with your soft show, sir. Baby will be a one and one day in the mountain of Jesus Christ that I pray. It will be Pia what yes a show, sir. So also. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Father Lord, in your name, Jesus Christ, I mention that every knee shall bow. But thank you so much, Father, for listening to my prayers. In your name, Jesus Christ, I mention that every knee shall bow.
Amen. Mati, Rami me da se panya misha. Nia wunyo. Emanimu wa Bermuda. Yes. Hey, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Mate, my country no.
Saisha, Stabisi,
Kase wuchia obia, kase wuchia obia, ubodi ana ubebeti obi. Aha, nti kase wuchia obia, yemfie nyina yechia.
Brother Nati.
And brother Ankra, brother Kwe, Enes. Adofo mu nyasa bi a wo ba so ma modi ampa chomo fan cheme. And because sometimes it's not intentional. And more share program, no. Yes. More share program, no. Yeah, that must say. Hey, sister, no sister, na man who no, yeah. Yes. And you know, everybody have a blessed, safe weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Love you guys. I see you guys. One love to each and every one of you. Bye.